Hey guys, it's John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to IFYL, Inspirations for Your Life. So great that you stopped in here tonight to say hello to me. And if you're new, I'd like you to grab your phone, launch your phone app, and point your phone over to that QR code for me, just like so. Touch the yellow oval, and in a second, it'll pop you over to my link tree with lots of great information on there, isn't there? There's John's Jelly National Day video, Jason Academy TikTok, John's recent articles, John the Science Guy. There's so much stuff, so definitely check it out. You know how we roll, everyone. We start on a Saturday with a brand new master topic, and we roll all the way through the week, and we finish up on a Friday. Pretty cool. If you're coming back, welcome back, my friends, colleagues, and wonderful associates. It is such a privilege and a pleasure to be with you. Hopefully, some of the new people become loyal, just like all of you've been. I really appreciate all of you for coming tonight from the bottom of my heart. Let's get right into the master topic. Hey, there it is. What's AVK? So, what I want to share with you, I'm not sure if you guys know, but what I want to share with you is something really, really cool. And so, if you have, let's say, I don't know, maybe you have a key lying around your home or your house somewhere. Hopefully, you do. I know I have one here in my desk. I have one right here. I have a key. Right. So, a key unlocks a door. Right. AVK, auditory, visual, and kinesthetic, are the intangible keys that you can't see that actually unlock the mind. Now, what the heck is he talking about? All right. Last night I talked about cars. Okay. I'm going to talk about another situation which is pretty prevalent. Maybe the decision that we're talking about tonight is going to be asking for help, like a volunteer. So, what you want to do first is you want to figure out what the person's strategy is for wanting to help you. Now, you want to do this with the most sincere intention from the bottom of your heart. If you do it with any malice or intent to try to fraud anybody, it's going to come back to bite you in the rear when you least expect it. And trust me, you're not going to like that. So, you know, this person volunteered last time, but you want their help. So you're going to say, hey, Joe, just curious, you know, what was it that made you want to volunteer for that organization? Was it something they said? Was it something you saw? Or was it something you felt? And so he may come back to you, and I'm just going to make a proverbial example because that's what I'm doing. I'm making an example of this. And here's the example. Well, John, I think the first thing that resonated with me was the fact that they were doing all these cool things for people. And I just felt that I'd be part of something, like a big cause. Pretty cool. After that, what was it that made you know that you wanted to help volunteer with that organization? It's a tough one. I remember there was a book, and it was actually like right on the table in the organization's lobby, and I saw this kid with his hand on another person's back, and then I saw the other person that was holding him with his basically with his feet in the air, like he couldn't walk, and that kind of struck a chord with me. Wow. So the next thing was visual, right? The next thing was visual. You had to pay attention to it. And then just tell me, what was the final thing that really clinched you, that made you want to be part and volunteer for that organization? Well, I was thinking about doing it. And then, I was going to leave and give it some thought. But then all of a sudden, a song came on the radio, and I heard the words "Do It Now." And before you know it, I was signed up to help volunteer with this great organization. Wow. So now I can replay that strategy, okay? But don't use the same words. Joe, I know that, let's just say I'm going to use 4-H. 4-H of America is an amazing organization, because when you decide to help them, there's an indescribable sense that you're just in touch with a part of you that's making a difference in the world. And now you're kind of looping them. And I know, Joe, that when you get a picture for all the people that you'll be helping, it's going to make you glad that you joined the organization. But probably the most important thing is when you get to hear the laughter from all the kids that were in pain that you were able to help. And then shut up. And you just unlocked Joe's buying or his decision strategy for joining a volunteer organization: kinesthetic, visual, and auditory. In essence, you learned the digital key to unlock the mind. Now, it's very important that you don't abuse that, because if you abuse that, you will destroy any ounce of trust you ever built with that person. But if you're sincere, you'll bond even deeper, and they'll just want to support what you're doing. That's pretty cool. So in this case, kinesthetic, visual, and auditory was the pattern. So that must mean that there's a pattern for everything in life. Absolutely. There's a pattern for relationships. There's a pattern for volunteering. There's a pattern for getting a new car. There's a pattern for dropping an ego. There's a pattern for emotional support. There's a pattern for just about everything you could think about in life. All right, John, so this sounds so ingenious. Why don't other people do this? Great question. It's because this takes time. Same reason the salesperson at the car dealership does not spend the time to get to know you, because he figures it's going to be a waste. But you know what? It's not a waste. The waste is in thinking that you can actually rush someone. And then when you can't, you get all frustrated. And you try to push them. And then they get even more defensive with you. Yes, having the skill to create the digital key to someone's mind, I don't think it gets any more priceless than that. That's something that anyone you talk to is going to be blown away by. And it all comes from something very wise that we've heard from someone a long time ago, Dale Carnegie. He said, strive to become genuinely interested in the other person. And when you do this, they're going to open up, but you're going to have a connection with them. A connection. So does that mean that every person on the earth has a different AVK pattern or VAK pattern? Absolutely. Yes. That's why you can't just memorize it and say, hey, I learned. Learned what? You learn that everybody's different. You learn that we might all cross the brook, but we don't do it the same way. Some might swim, some might jump, some might walk around it. There's all different ways to do things. And I think when we start to appreciate the dichotomy of other people in this world and the differences that they bring to the table and the similarities, that's when our body starts to shine and say, wow, that makes sense. That makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. So taking the time to get to know someone is a priceless skill. It also means that we as people attract more when we're humble. Humble. I use an analogy all the time. The friends that I want in my life or people that I want to do business with are the same people that I would want to invite to my home table, my dinner table, and offer and break bread with them together. And you might say, gee, what the heck does that mean? Well, breaking bread, whether it's religious or not, it's a very symbolic meaning that I trust that person. And people that are not willing to break bread with you, I'll give you an example. There was a person that saw one of the events that I was running for one of my charities. And they said to me, John, I want to know if I could put a table out to let people know about my business. So the first thing I did was I said to them, we're a charity, but we're a membership organization, and this is a holiday party, and I don't think it'd be appropriate to have somebody there trying to pitch people products and services, just like I don't think it would be appropriate to do that anyway. So we're really strict about allowing people to put up tables because that'd be a low thing to do. And myself as president would be condoning that, and I can't. And the person just said, oh, okay, I didn't realize you were a private club. He didn't give a darn about the club. All he cared about was he wanted to be that opportunist. He was thinking me, 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 me. Wasn't thinking about you. Wasn't thinking about anybody else. He was thinking about me, meaning him. So he didn't care what he was going to do or how he was going to bother somebody. He didn't care. He just cared about one thing. And what he cared about was what he could get. What he could get. Didn't even know that it was a holiday party. He didn't even know that it was free. He just asked if he could stick a table. I mean, what kind of son of a, excuse the expression, does something like that? Someone that I would never invite to even break a crumb at my table. So the actions that other people elicit towards you can never be taken back. So watch what you say, watch what you do, because they cannot be retracted. And this person broke a bridge because what he should have said is, oh, I didn't realize that how do I join the organization? He was just about how could he tell me about his business? And I don't want to say anything nasty about it, but his business is one of those businesses that most people would see as flaky because there's so many people doing it. And there's a lot of people that do it in an unethical way. But he didn't really care about the organization or about the meeting. He just saw that this was a place that he could exploit and he could just try to show his business. And I'm like, heck no. And that's a person that comes in and goes out, because that person is going to become an opportunist. That person is going to use others. That person is not going to be there to break bread with you. That person is going to be there to take the bread and eat it all before you even get to your table. Do you want to be friends with somebody like that? Do you want to do business with somebody like that? No. So I share this message with you tonight as we're talking about VAK, visual auditory kinesthetic. The people that you would want to invite to your dinner table are the people you could be friends with and are the people you want to do business with. You don't want to do business with somebody just because they're a person or just because they're an object that has money to spend. See, that's wrong. Because that's going to come out in the wash later on. If there's somebody that comes to me and wants to do business with me and I feel it's not a good fit, I say, I appreciate the fact that you've reached out to me and want to do business with us. I don't think we can help you, or we're not a fit. And usually they say something like, well, what if I gave you extra money? I said, it's not about money. It's about doing the right thing. And I can't do what you want to do ethically. And the fact that you've even asked me to do it against my will by trying to give me more money, that just makes me even stronger to say I don't ever want to work with you. This week is going to be very eye-opening for you. And I leave you with this tip. Take the people that you want to be friends with or do business with and ask yourself, would you invite these people to your table to break bread? Or if that's too much of an analogy, would you invite them over for a meal? And if the answer is no, then my question is, why are you being friends with them? Well, because I feel bad for them. Don't feel bad for them. Because they're going to be an opportunist that's going to capitalize against what you have. I had another gentleman like this. It was a couple weeks ago I met the gentleman, not to give his name. And we were going to have some lunch. And he told me, oh, I don't really want to do lunch. Okay. And right away, I had this sense that I couldn't really trust this person. I didn't know it at that moment. But after leaving that place and thinking about this, I said, I don't think I want to do business with this person. I don't think I want to bring this person in my circle. So be mindful of the people that you bring to your table. Your table is limited. And the people you choose to invite should be only the top that exist. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been an amazing privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you again this fantastic evening, which happens to be Tuesday evening. I hope you like, love, and support the channel. Definitely comment below. Share this with all your friends, colleagues, and associates. Go to my YouTube channel, John Space C Space MORLEY Space Serial Entrepreneur, and look for that key phrase to help keep our content free. And make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, to buy my team and I a savory, delicious cup of hot chocolate, a piece of cake, or perhaps a nice fresh bowl of fruit. Either way, we'll be grateful with those pennies and dollars. We'll invest them into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping, motivational content to empower and fuel your life if you really want to change and make it better. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. And you know what? I'm going to see you tomorrow night. So have a good one. Take care, everyone.